Let me tell you something. We ate good with this quest. Oda the Devourer answered a lot of questions, while at the same time leaving us with so much more. So let's talk about them. The first big lore drop that we got is that Amascut is indeed connected to Erebus. In my previous video, I gave a few theories, one of which was that Amascut was being influenced by Zautok. As Ixthlarin states, the Oxen Devourers are fueled by dark forces from Erebus. So it is confirmed that Amascut's power is tied to Erebus in some way. Now, as far as Zautok goes, it is stated in the quest that Amascut did this of her own fruition. So it's possible she might not even be influenced by Zautok himself. The J-Mods did say they wanted Amascut to have her own agency, meaning these are all her own decisions. But you know, let's not rule out Zautok anytime soon. The second big lore drop is what Amascut did at the volcano. I had a few theories on what she did, but what is confirmed is that Amascut found Ma at the volcano. She learned that her energy was tied to the Majorat and she was very unstable. Ma's energy levels were low and unstable and she was on the brink of destroying everyone. So Amascut took part of her divinity and transferred it to Ma through a ritual of rejuvenation, thus saving the Majorat. The important thing to note here is the specific part of her divinity that she sacrificed. So Amascut and Ixthlarin both have parts of their father and their mother, Tumekin and Eldis, and Amascut sacrificed Tumekin's energy that was within her. This makes things a lot more clearer as to why she hates Tumekin, because we really don't see her have an extreme hatred towards her mother compared to her father. And learning that she gave away her father's energy and that she has a bit of an animosity towards him, I feel like it does explain a lot as to why she hates him. She literally gave up a part of him, and now she doesn't really have that close attachment towards him anymore. The third lore drop, and I think this might be the biggest one, is the Moonstones. This deserves its own video, so I'm gonna keep it short. But the Moonstones turn out to be a lot more important than we think. Elidinus ascended from them, and we don't know what they are. The fourth big thing that happened in the quest is the mention of Scabaras. Okay, this is actually pretty tiny because it was only mentioned offhanded, but it turns out Amascut was corrupting all these people to help her find Scabaras, and apparently she did find him, or at least knows the location of where he is. So it's gonna be exciting to see how that turns out. I have a feeling that he's somewhere underneath the river where Elidinus stored her Moonstones. And the fifth biggest lore drop is the Order of the Blood Moon. After completing the quest, we received 2 lore books, one of which mentions an Order of the Blood Moon which serves Elidinus. Now, I don't know really the significance of the text. It talks about responsibility, identity, death, and rebirth. So it does flesh out a lot of what Elidinus' followers practice, but as to what significance it has to the story, I wouldn't know. I do think the identity and death stuff is interesting because it ties into the concept of phantoms in RuneScape. You know, with Vengeance and Hermod, for example. It may be also possible that this text ties into Amascut's rebirth. In my previous video, I gave a theory that Amascut will be rebirthed, so maybe this ties into that in some way. Now overall, I thought this quest was pretty good. You have a classic RuneScape humor with Ali Morrisane, a lot of good lore drops, a lot of major lore drops, good fights. I thought the introduction to the Gate of Elidinus was done well, compared to, some previous quests that introduced updates. Now, I will say I was skeptical on the inclusion of the Fort Ferentri storyline. I felt like this is going to be another shoehorn, because Fort Ferentri is front and center. But actually, no, Jagex did a really good job tying the two, with Zimoregal being the main connection. So kudos to them on that. There was also mention of the Obsidian Tribunal, which was surprising. So overall, a really good quest, a lot of lore drops, lots of fun. And I'm excited to see what comes next in the Desert storyline. So, share your thoughts in the comments down below. My name is ACPL, and I'll be catching you guys in the next video. Peace.